Legend Mick Foley, and you are watching C-RadTV here, right here on YouTube. Have a nice day.
This is Cody Diener, and you are watching C-RadTV on YouTube. And just like Cody Diener, C-RadTV lives by two simple words. Just give her, yeah.
How's it going, guys? It's Brad C at a WWE Smackdown review from February 19th. We're only 47 days away till WrestleMania. Whoop-dee. But let's go ahead and get started with it. So SmackDown starts off with Shane McMahon coming out to the ring. Shane, of course, going to address everyone after the SmackDown Tag Team titles lost Sunday at Elimination Chamber. Of course, Shane also comes out and talks about the NXT call-ups that happened on Raw, being Ricochet, Aleister Black, NXT North American Champion Johnny Gargano, and NXT Champion Tommaso Ciampa. And then Shane says all four of those call-ups will be in action on SmackDown later on tonight. So then Miz's music hits. Miz comes out. Goes on. He says he's got a confession to make. Oh, great, the Miz. What confession do you bring to us mortals today? So Miz goes on, says that he used Shane to make his dad proud. And then Miz says he does whatever it takes to make any title he holds prestigious. And then Miz says that him and Shane winning the tag titles was the first time his dad told him he loved him. Oh, man, Miz, can you please get to the point? I know I like you, man, but we don't have time for sob stories on a wrestling show. So then Miz goes on and then thanks Shane for making that the best moment of his career. And then Miz says that he's sorry for letting him down Sunday at Elimination Chamber, since it was Miz that took the 3 count for the loss. And then Miz tells Shane to make a rematch, even though there's no contracted rematch, but since Shane is the commissioner of SmackDown, he gets to make the matches. So then the Usos music hits, the Usos come out. So then Jimmy goes and overuses the word whoa, saying whoa so many times. So in other words, somebody watched Family Guy before coming out. So then Jey Uso goes on and says that if Shane can forgive Miz, they'll give them the rematch. Then the Usos go on and then call Miz a loser, a joke, a failure, and a fraud. Miz ain't a failure. He's one of the greatest Intercontinental Champions in WWE. So I'll raise my hand to that to oppose that. Then Shane goes on and says that Shane should get a new partner. So then Shane goes and then says that the match is on, and that the rematch will happen at FastLane in a few weeks, which is taking place in Cleveland, which is Miz's hometown. So yeah, this is actually the second year in a row that FastLane is in Ohio. I think last year it was in Columbus, and this year it's in Cleveland. So they're keeping it in Ohio, I guess. And FastLane will be the final pay-per-view before WrestleMania. So yeah, in a few weeks, Usos defend the SmackDown tag titles against Shane and Miz. But let's continue on. Next up, we have Aleister Black versus Andrade Cien Almas. Highlights of the match. Andrade's running knee looked good along with Aleister's leg sweep. Aleister's sliding knee looked good along with his knee drop and his German suplex. Andrade's hip toss in the corner looked very well done along with his double knees. Match ending. Aleister hits the Black Mass. Aleister gets the 3 count for the win. So then our next matchup is a tag team match. We have The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro, against the NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa and the NXT North American champion Johnny Gargano. Both teams had a backstage confrontation before the match, where the Bar mocked them as bring your NXT star to work day. And then Johnny says that they're not here to set no bars, they're here to break the bar. So let's see how they do. So, highlights of the match. Cesaro's belly to back slam looked good. Johnny's Hurricane Rana looked good along with a suicide dive. Cesaro's back breaker to counter a crossbody off the apron looked very well done, well executed. Kudos there. Tommaso's jawbreaker looked good along with Cesaro's uppercuts. Sheamus's pump knee looked good. Tommaso's sunset flip powerbomb was good along with Johnny's enziguri. Johnny's sidekick followed by a cannonball off the apron looked very well done, along with a slingshot DDT. Johnny's rolling kick was good, along with his Gargano escape, but Cesaro would power out. The bar's backbreaker knee drop combo was very well done. Sheamus's Irish Curse backbreaker was good. Johnny's super kick was very well done. Match ending. Cesaro would not catch Tommaso making the tag. Tommaso would roll up Cesaro. Tommaso gets the 3 count for the win. So far for Johnny and Tommaso, they're working very well in the DIY reunion. Could they have a future tag team title opportunity in the near future? We'll have to see. That is a wait and see. So continuing on, next up we have SmackDown Women's Champion Asuka versus Mandy Rose. And yes, with how much they've kept Asuka off TV, you would have forgot that she was that SmackDown Women's Champion. Wow, they put the belt on her and they barely use her. I said the solution here, Vince, before, time and time again. Get her a fucking manager to fix that English language problem. Vince, you want to know how you counter a weakness? You hide it. Get her a manager to speak for Asuka. You hide Asuka's weakness. Problem solved. But of course, that makes too much goddamn sense. So yeah, Asuka versus Mandy Rose. Right as the match begins, Lacey Evans' music hits. Lacey Evans comes out, she walks down the ramp. She goes, she smirks in Sonya's face, and then leaves. So I guess just to distract Asuka. Well, right now the word on the street is the big rumor is that Lacey Evans is supposed to begin a mega push in the women's division. Like, she's supposed to be challenging Asuka for the women's title at WrestleMania. Possibly even winning it. Like, it would make sense because if they're not even going to have Asuka on TV with the title, then why have her hold it? Like, that don't make sense. So then, continuing on, match would go back and forth. Match ending, Asuka would hit a knee right to Mandy's face. Mandy would pretend to show something wrong with her eye, like an eye injury. But right as Asuka lets her guard down, Mandy would throw Asuka right into the ropes neck first. Then Mandy rolls up Asuka to get the 3 count for the win. Wow, so Asuka's first match in God knows how long, since the Rumble, and she loses. Gotta be kidding me. Like, I've said it here time and time again. You should never, ever have your champions losing on the road to WrestleMania, no matter what. Ever. But I know what you're saying, but what about Gargano and Ciampa beating Revival on Monday? You didn't complain about that one, you say. Here's the difference between that match and this one. Gargano and Ciampa are NXT champion and NXT North American champion, respectively. So that match was technically a champion versus champion match. Which meant no matter who lost, no matter who wins, a champion was guaranteed to lose regardless. So that's one of the only times I'll actually let that slide. Is if it's a champion versus champion match or if they're dropping the title. So yeah, that's the difference, folks. Don't get it twisted. So continuing on, next up we get a one-on-one match. We get Ricochet versus Eric Young. Everyone, all rise for testimony from the great book of Eric Young. Apparently, Eric Young is demanding his release from WWE. I don't blame him. He's been poorly ass booked on the Raw, on SmackDown. It's obvious WWE does not deserve Eric Young's time and talents here. If Eric Young does go, where do I see him going? Probably to AEW. Because everyone wants to jump ship to AEW. But yeah, continuing on to the match. Highlights of the match. Ricochet's head toss is good along with his Hurricane Rana and his drop kick. Eric's knee drop was very well done. Ricochet's head scissor and his springboard uppercut was good. I mean, Eric Young's strikes throughout the match were very great too. Ricochet's standing shooting star press is good along with his missile drop kick and his spinning dive. Ricochet's enziguri was good too. Leads to our match ending after Ricochet clears Alex Wolf and Killian Dane from ringside. Ricochet hits the 630 splash on Eric Young. Ricochet gets the 3 count for the win. So Eric Young is now putting NXT talent over. And to think, I actually thought he was going to win a fucking singles title this year. Hey, I can always dream, damn it. But yeah, also Ty Dillinger is also demanding his release from WWE. But, as we've heard from everybody else, Vince is not releasing anybody. So in other words, if you're in a contract, you're stuck in it until it expires. But yeah, I point that out for you. So continuing on, next up we get to our main event. We have a 6-man tag match. Kofi Kingston, AJ Styles, and Jeff Hardy versus WWE Champion Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, and Samoa Joe. There was a lot of action in this match. Randy Orton would drop Kofi on the announce table twice with a side slam. Both times the announce table failed to break, so in other words, table didn't break. Jeff's Twist of Fate was really good too, along with some bell lock. Joe's sentons are good too, along with AJ's phenomenal moves, like the neck breaker and whatnot. But yeah, to our match ending, Kofi hits the Trouble in Paradise on Daniel Bryan. Kofi gets the 3 count for the win. Like the Asuka situation, Daniel Bryan should not be losing on the road to WrestleMania no matter what. Especially when Daniel was supposed to be entering Mania as the WWE Champion. You gotta make that title look as prestigious as possible. Like I've mentioned time and time again, it's bad enough the title looks like a kid's toy. So then after the match, Shane McMahon comes out. Shane McMahon then goes on and announces that at FastLane, Daniel will defend the WWE title against Kofi Kingston. So there he is. There's our championship match at FastLane. And that's how we end SmackDown. So SmackDown, well, really the only really good matches were the matches with Gargano, Ciampa, Alistair, and Ricochet. Other than that, it was like meh or nothing at all. Just trying to build up for Fastlane. So overall show rating, 3 out of 10. Two of your champions losing affect the rating massively. I'd say 3 out of 10 my rating. Raw is the superior show this week. But yeah. And also, I've also heard the reports, the Lafayette crowd on Raw, when they were at the Cajun Dome last night, they were very dead. Everyone's trying to blame the fan base for it. Listen, folks, I've said it time and time again. Stop blaming the fan base for why WWE sucks. It's not the fans' fault that the company is a poorly run crapshoot. God damn it, how many times do I have to have this conversation with everybody? I don't blame the fans if the crowd wasn't dead. WWE has been run like a poorly run car wreck. The booking has been terrible. The creative has made shitty promos after shitty promos. And the show company itself is about as aspiring as milk. As washed up milk. Now that doesn't work. I mean, what about, as reliable as cardboard? There we go. That's better. I don't blame the fans. There's nothing inspiring to get behind. Especially when the show is so damn stale. So honestly, I don't blame the fan base for that. Maybe this is an alarm. Besides, WWE is still not going to try and fix their problems. Because Vince McMahon is trying new things just to try to get the ratings up so when they go to Fox. Since they got to get above 3.3 or better. Because this is Vince McMahon's new mindset. We need to get the ratings up as high as possible at all costs. Instead of addressing your flaws and weaknesses. Like I've said before, WWE is not just going to be mediocre. They're marinating in it. And what they're going to be doing in the coming weeks to try and get the ratings up, and it's probably going to completely fail and blow up in their face. Remember, Vince McMahon is a man that actually thought that running a wrestling match during the Super Bowl halftime show would get better ratings than the Super Bowl halftime show. Let that sink in. But yeah, I think I've gone on long enough for SmackDown. So yeah, that's all I gotta say, folks. Hope everyone's a great day, and yeah, peace out.